Hello, boys and girls. We're going to be doing our third read of The Big Race. And this is in our Grade 1 California Journeys Unit 3 textbook, and this is Lesson 14. So we're going to just read the words quickly. We're going to read the story, and then we're going to do our comprehension questions. So let's get started. Let's see how much you remember. Ready? 2. 5. See if you can do it before I do. 4. 3. Watch. Watch. Watch can be something that you wear on your wrist, but it also can be like when you watch a baseball game or a football game or some cartoons. Watch. Over. Over. Into. Into. I still can fit into my pants I wore 5 years ago. Into. Starts. 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 Yes, it was lizard. Race. Yes, the big race. You should know that word. Here's another character in the story. Remember? Road runner. Another character in the story was called Cottontail. 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 Hay. Hay is dead grass that you feed to cows, horses, not pigs, goats. And finally this one. Hooray! All right, good job. Let's go ahead and get these off the board and read our story one last time. And I'm reminding you that this is a fantasy, and that Pam Munoz Ryan is the author, and she's the one that liked to spend her summers in the library because it was so nice and cool with air conditioner. This is Viviana Garofoli, who lives in Argentina, and she illustrated this book. Remember, this is a fantasy. Again, the animals, when they talk and they act like people, dead giveaway. It's a fantasy, and events can't really happen. We talked about conclusions earlier on day 1, where clues in the story that come from the text, that means the words, and the pictures can let us know why things happen or what's going on. And we actually talked about how we knew the reason he didn't win the race was because he was chasing after butterflies. That was our conclusion after we looked at the pictures, and we also read that he didn't get very far. But anyway, what else should you know before we start reading it? I think that's all. All right, so let's go ahead and read it. We practiced the words. We're going to be so ready for the test questions. Ready? Read with Mrs. Gillum. Go. Win the big race. Win this big cake. Today is the big race. I like cake, said Red Lizard. I will run in that race. Are you reading it with me? Red Lizard gets to the race. 4 animals will run with him. Cottontail is not late. She will run in lane 1. Rat naps in the shade. She will run in lane 2. She'll be there as soon as she's finished resting. Snake takes his spot in lane 3. Roadrunner stands in lane 4. He waves to his pals. Red Lizard is in lane 5. The animals bend and hop. Get set, go! The flag is down and the race starts. Many animals watch and clap. Cottontail does not get far. Rat falls into the hay. Snake stops and chases bugs. Roadrunner trips over a rake. Who will win? Hip, hip, hooray! It's Red Lizard who wins. Watch me eat this cake, he yells. Red Lizard looks at his big cake. Red Lizard looks at his pals. His pals like cake too. What will Red Lizard do now? Red Lizard gets 5 plates. He gets cake for his pals too. 3, 4, 5. Hip, hip, hooray for Red Lizard. Okay, so here are your questions. Do you remember who Pam Munoz Ryan was? Was she the reader? Was she the author? Or was she the illustrator? Show me with your fingers. Pam Munoz Ryan was the author. You should have had 2 fingers up for that one. What's this book mostly about? Oh, by the way, she looks like this. What's this book mostly about? Is it about the desert? Is it about camels? Or is it about a group of animals that run in a race? Yes, you should have had 3 out. It was about a group of animals that run in a race. That's what it's mostly about. Not camels. There weren't even any camels in here. And it definitely was not about the desert. Yeah, it took place in the desert, but it wasn't about the desert. So a smart guess based on clues in a story is called a conclusion, a subject, or a noun. If you said that a smart guess was based on clues in a story is called a conclusion, then you're right. Okay, a book that tells about events that do not happen in real life is a biography, informational text, or fantasy. So which one that tells about something that's not going to happen in real life? Biography, informational text, or fantasy? Right, it was a fantasy. Fantasy doesn't happen in real life. Okay, why did Lizard want to run the race? Now we have to draw conclusions. We have to make a smart guess. And we can probably, why do you think he wanted to run the race? What's your conclusion? Did he want to run it to get a trophy? Did he want to run it because he likes cake? Or did he want to run it because spring? Yes, he wants to run it because he likes cake. You can draw that conclusion. It doesn't say he wanted to, it does say, I like cake, right? I will run in that race. And from that, those are big clues that that was the reason why he wanted to run the race because he liked cake. Okay, so that should have been that he likes cake. That's the reason. So what is a cottontail? Is a cottontail a rabbit, a plant, or a poisonous insect? Yes, it's a rabbit. A cottontail is a rabbit. Okay, with a little cotton tail. So you should have had finger one up. Just one finger out, I'm sorry. Who runs in lane oh gosh, let me see. Who runs in lane 2? Who runs in lane 2? Do you remember? Yep, it was the rat. I forgot to give you the possibilities. I was going to say, was it rat, snake, or lizard that ran in lane 2? And you should have had one finger out if I would have remembered to give you all those possibilities. So why doesn't Snake get far? So what happened to Snake? Was it because he got stuck by a cactus? Was it because he was too tired to run? Or was he stuck because he stops to chase bugs? I think I read that wrong. Why doesn't the snake get far is what the question should have been. And you're right, it's because he stops to chase bugs. Remember? Okay, how do the animals warm up for the race? Do they warm up by stretching, by bending and hopping, or by taking a nap? If you said that the animals warmed up by bending and hopping, you're right. You were listening. Okay, 3 more and we're done. What happened to Roadrunner? Did he fall in a pond? Remember him? Did he break his leg? Or did he trip over a rake? You're right. He tripped over a rake. This picture gave you a big clue about the answer to that question. So at the end of the story, what does Lizard do with his cake? So do you remember? Do you remember before I turn the page? Does he share his cake with his friends? Does he eat it all himself? Or does he put it in the cupboard? Yep, he shares it with his friends. You should have had one finger out. What lesson did you learn from this story? And you know what? There's no answers for that. So for me, a lesson I learned was that when you're in a race, which is a game, that, whoever gets there first is the winner. You have to follow the rules and you have to stay in your lane. You don't get distracted. You keep on running and then maybe you'll win. Because maybe you're not fast, but if everyone else is not playing by the rules and, they're not focused, then maybe you'll still win and you'll win the prize. Okay, boys and girls, um, that's it for this story. Good luck on the test.